Tonight, this is Beyond the Basics, Part 7. We will be talking about hormone bends and some solutions for natural hair and skin care tonight. So I just want to get started. For those of you who are just kind of joining on this series, my name is Heather. I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, excuse me, and I'm also a physical therapist with a local hospital here in Georgia. And I absolutely love the options and the tools that doTERRA offers to help me care personally. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I always tell people that what I'm sharing with you today is my opinion. It's based on an experience. And while I feel you will find some amazing answers for yourself, for your family, what else you may know in the next 45 minutes or so, I am in no way attempting to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. I will leave that up to you. So I always kind of like to start, we kind of go over a little bit each webinar, just for anybody that's new joining us. But I like to talk about modern medicine. I was raised with modern medicine. It's what I knew growing up. I didn't really know there were other options. It really wasn't until I started children of my own that I decided I wanted to find something better. So I started to research, and I really did find that modern medicine is always the best option. And for our family, it really is the best option for your body. So modern medicine is really designed to manage symptoms. A lot of times you will see people who are on a completely random prescription just to manage a symptom that they may or may not even know the root cause of. So I see the time where I work in the hospital, people are on a long list of medications. A lot of those medications are there to treat side effects of other medications. So the concern here is that our bodies are designed to give us warning symptoms when something is not going right. We can get a physical ailment, a physical problem, or also very often a ailment from an emotional problem. So if we silence that symptom, are we really addressing the root of the problem? And the answer usually to that is no. So that's why you see those people medication after medication, and they continue to get sicker and sicker as silence those symptoms. So the body is continuing to send additional signals to let them know that there's a problem. And I always think it's interesting when I see this, but modern medicine is made from isolated synthetic yeast. But what I have come across is that 80% or more of chemicals are actually derived from plants. And you would think that is a good thing, but the problem is that science, we try to take what the plants do and isolate it in a laboratory and recreate it synthetically, because our laboratory is far from perfect, and it's just not the same as nature. We get a copy that is incomplete, and this is where we get the end effects and reactions. So that brings us to our next concern, the side effects of drugs, can be both known and unknown. I know we've all seen the commercials and heard the commercials about a drug telling you how it will change your life and it'll fix your problem. Then in the end, it rambles off this long list of possible effects. It can be things like clots and strokes and sleepwalking, amnesia, depression, heart failure, birth defects, loss of bowel control, even death can be on that list. So what that really does is make sure what are the other options we have. So our other options would be nature's medicine. Now some of this is, some people will call this alternative medicine, and I think that works, but I would really invite you for a moment to think of this idea. This is actually original medicine. So long before laboratories came along, families relied solely on the earth to provide for their needs. So some of the benefits of plant medicine is that it can support and protect our body so that your body can successfully heal itself. It's made of hundreds or thousands of natural compounds that enhance our emotional health. You get all these safe benefits without the side effects. So if you're looking at the screen, you can see this really pretty template. And then below it is the magnet version of that peppermint leaf, and you see the white essential facts in here on this. So as we kind of get started here, a lot of people will ask me, all essential oils the same? And the answer to that is no, they're not. So the process of being a pure essential oil, a long one, it consists of a lot of different factors. And they have to grow where the plant is located indigenously. And during the growing process, it's important they aren't sprayed or treated with chemicals. So once they're ready to be harvested, they have to be cut at the right time of day to ensure that all the components are present. Then they need to be processed that is best suited for that plant, which means that it's processed at the right temperature, the right amount of pressure. And once the oil has been extracted, it needs to be tested to ensure that there are no foreign contaminants and that they do contain all the therapeutic constituents that are necessary for us to benefit from the essential oils. And then once they pass, it needs to be bottled with care, which means that there's no fillers added. And unfortunately, there are a lot of companies that cut corners in one or more areas, and that's going to give them a lower price point. That's also going to give you an inferior product. It's not going to have different therapeutic benefits. And I really want the best family. I want to know that what I'm using is pure, safe, and it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So the other question people ask me when it comes to nature's medicine is, why would you choose essential oils over herbs? Well, I really started herbs when I started researching how to better take care of my family. My daughter had just been, and that's really where I started. So for about 2 years, I studied herbs pretty intensely. And the frustration for me was that you had to buy this bulk amount of herb, and you couldn't really be made ahead of time, learn to make salves and tinctures and things like that, but you had to combine it to make teas or different things. It was very labor intensive, and very often the herbs kind of go bad before I actually use the full amount up. So essential oils just made sense to when these oils are processed correctly, like we talked about, it actually concentrates the benefits of the plant, so that only a tiny bit of the essential oil is needed when it's being used. And if you have a completely pure essential oil, it can be as much as 70 times more concentrated when compared to herbs. So I don't have to spend the time making all those tinctures and tea salves. I can just open a bottle of oil and I'm ready to go. So we still use herbs in my house. We still use teas. I still make salves and different things like that. But I really love the essential oils, and they're ready to go when I need them. So let's talk a little bit of different types of essentials. Many companies produce or will use oils, but not all oil products are going to be equal. So some can be very toxic, harmful to our bodies. So there are different grades, and it's important to be aware of the distinctions. So if you're looking at this little chart here, the large blue circle is our synthetic, which is the lowest grade of essential oils. So these are produced in labs. They have copied the components of the oil. And these are used to, scent perfume or lotions or different candles, things like that. And so they have the green circle, and that is our food grade essential oils. So these are used to flavor foods like lemon and salad dressing, cinnamon, and chewing gum. And then the purple circle in the middle is going to be the therapeutic grade. So this is the grade held the standard in the essential oil industry for the last 30 years. So these are the ones that you're going to find in food stores. They're used by the health industry. They have served well, but with Terra thought we can take it one step better. The Terra is their oils are just a golden dot in the middle. I wanted to establish a new standard in the essentials called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, or CPTG. And they set the standard because they demand the quality in all aspects of growing, processing, and using the essential oils. They are committed to obtaining oils from the original source. They buy oils from growers that they select, train, monitor from all over the world. So, for example, lavender comes from France, frankincense comes from the Middle East and Somalia and around Oman. And then after the oil is steamed, they are processed in the manner suited for that individual plant. And then every batch undergoes third-party testing in 2 independent labs to certify that each batch of oil is pure. So what I love is when I get them for my family, I know that they are pure, and they're safe, and I know they're potent and ready to be used to help my family members. So let's talk real quick about how we can remove the essential oils we're going to talk about tonight. So there are really 3 basic ways to use essential oils. The first one is aromatic. And aromatic is like using it in a diffuser, even taking a whiff of it, inhaling it from the bottle, from the pollen stand. This is a great way to cook food. Using it in the diffuser is a great way to clean and purify the air and also to support your respiratory system. So what's interesting is that smell, almost more than any other sense, has the ability to really dredge up memories and moods or ease tension. Smell recognition is immediate. So our sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than our other senses. So there's immediate communication to our brain, which is why diffusing the oils affects our mood so very quickly. All right, the second way is going to be topical. So top application is a great way to utilize essential oils. It's a great way to address localized areas. Do this through massage, combine the power of the essential oils with the additional power of healing touch. So it provides comfort, it provides immune support. It's a great way to address occasional headaches or soothe sore muscles and achy joints or tension. And for me, it's a great way to bond kids. They love getting the oils put on them. I massage the oils in them. My child, he'll put his feet in the air, he'll lift the shirt and want me to rub it on his back. So they really love me putting the oils on them. And then the third way is very specific to the internal use of essential oils. So there are several of our oils that you can take internally. You can put them in gel caps or directly in your mouth or under your tongue or put them in your water. So it's a great way to gently cleanse and detoxify. It helps to support the digestive system and promote healthy mouth and throat. So this is just really a great way that you can use oils. Now, obviously, these oils are very potent and they're very powerful. So there are a few general safety things that I like to tell people about. You can put the essential oils directly in your eyes, ears, or nose. They can go around these places but never in them. And if you're using a hotter oil, such as oregano or cinnamon, you're going to want to use a carrier oil to dilute them, not water. So water will actually push the oils in quicker, and it can increase the sensitivity. So if we use a lot of fractionated or regular coconut oil as our carrier oil. So I love the fractionated, though, because it does stay liquid, which makes it really used in like roller bottles or spray bottles, and it's just easy to use in a pinch, just quick and fast. And then if you look on the bottom of the screen, you'll see that there's hair labels or oils with the A for aromatic, T for topical, or I for internal, so that's how they can be used. And then if you're using it topically, you're going to want to pay attention to whether it can be used neat and diluted. S, which means sensitive, you want to dilute sensitive skin or for children. And D means dilute for using topically, the hot oil. So you want to dilute that for everybody. And usually what I tell with children is we don't usually recommend oils internally at the age of 6. And you pretty much always want to dilute for young children. Because it doesn't take a lot to have the therapeutic benefit, especially for the younger, smaller little people in our lives. Okay, so today what we're going to really focus on is hormone health as well as hair and skin health. So we talked in some of the webinars in the past about the importance of nutrition, the importance of taking care of our body and giving it what it needs, and really being healthy, having healthy skin, having healthy hair, having a good hormone balance, it really starts from within. So it goes right back to making sure we're eating and exercising, we're removing stress, we're reducing our toxic load, and we're being very proactive with our health care. So lifelong vitality path is something we've discussed in previous webinars, but it's just a really great way to supplement nutrition and really support our nutrition, brain, our skin, our hair, everything. And we have several other supplements that we'll talk about tonight that help do the same. But let's talk a little bit about hormone balance and hormone health. So I think Charlotte has to really understand what hormones are. So hormones are your body's chemical messengers. So they get released by our endocrine system, and they travel around in our bloodstream to tissues or organs. Most of them will work slowly over time, and they can run many different processes, including growth and development, metabolism, sexual function, reduction, and our mood. All these things can be impacted by the hormones that are circulating in our body. So like I said, the endocrine glands, which are special groups of cells, actually make the hormones. So the endocrine glands are the pituitary and the pineal gland in the brain. Then you've got the thymus and the thyroid. You've got the adrenal glands. We all know the fight or flight, right? They release that norepinephrine and adrenaline into our system. And we have the pancreas. We also know we have hormones produced by the testes in men as well as the ovaries in women. So all these different tissues use a lot of the hormones that regulate our bodies. And I think it's important to know that hormones are very so it only takes a tiny bit of hormones to cause big changes in our cells or even our whole body. So that's why it's really easy to get out of balance. We can have way too much or too little of a certain hormone, and this can have really serious effects on our health and our mood. So the hormone balance really does play a role in creating health and well-being in our body. So the hormone health of women, almost every function in a woman's body is controlled by hormones. So estrogen and progesterone are particularly important hormones in women and will actually influence a woman's good health and well-being throughout her lifetime. Estrogen in particular, so balancing estrogen levels will help to minimize those monthly hormone swings and the hormone fluctuations that can be associated with menopause. So if you think about it, you know, estrogen in particular really does affect the mental health of women, bone growth, cardiovascular system health, cholesterol levels, skin protein synthesis, and fluid balance. So that's a lot of different things going on in our body because of one hormone. So this is just kind of a diagram of how the estrogen cycle can be throughout one's lifetime. So you can kind of see in those, younger childbearing years, the monthly hormone cycle supports childbirth, but we can get the mood swings, the cramps, and breakouts and water retention and weight gain, all associated with the fluxes. And then as we get a little bit older, and we kind of start to get around that perimenopause age, then our estrogen starts to go down. It diminishes. So that's where the menstrual cycles can become irregular. You kind of get those early menopausal symptoms. And then actual menopause hits. And many women will live more than a third life after menopause. So this is a huge part of a woman's life. And the estrogen production almost ceases entirely. So this is where you can start to really see the effects on bones, and we start to see osteoporosis and bone loss, as well as an increase in bad cholesterol levels. So I know there's a lot of talk, about hormone replacement therapies and different things like that, and how that can affect bodies, and certain estrogens obviously can increase our risk for cancer. They've had studies that show that the rise of estrogen increases our risk for cancer. So we start talking about estrogen metabolites. So these are the actual chemical compounds that are produced by the body as a result of actually digesting or taking the hormone. So it has two pathways. You can have the bad metabolite, which is negative, because this is the one that has the close link to cancer risk and negative health factors. And then you can have the good metabolite. So this one actually is considered to have a neutral effect on the body. And ideally we want these two to be balanced, actually skewed more toward the good pathway. So that kind of brings us to the phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are really occurring plant compounds, which are very similar to the estrogens that are produced by the body. And these actually provide a very mild effect, and they're healthy because of the type of receptors they respond to. So they're not going to bind to the, anything that has to do with the ovaries or the uterus or any of the endocrine tissues that actually produce estrogen. They're mostly going to bind to the cells in the cardiovascular system, the bones, and the skin. So this actually helps to decrease the risk of cancer formation, and it helps the body balance estrogen levels for women if they have too much estrogen. Because what happens is, if you have too much estrogen and you are using the phytoestrogens, the milder estrogen binds to the receptors and kind of blocks the estrogen from getting to too many. And you don't have enough estrogen in your system, it's still beneficial, but it's going to help fill in the gap. So it helps you balance both ways. And what we're talking about here is the Tara's phytoestrogen complex. So this complex was designed for women, and it's got three main components. It's got genestin, flax lignans, and the pomegranate extract. And I think what's interesting is that the phytoestrogen in genestin is found in soy isoflavins, but it doesn't contain honey soy protein. It's the soy protein that is actually negative. So this is a positive phytoestrogen opposed to the soy protein. And then, of course, the flax is very good for supporting the liver's ability to metabolize the hormones. And the pomegranate extract is a great antioxidant. We've all heard about the power of the pomegranate. It also has some complementary phytoestrogens in it as well. So another great one for hormone health for women, Tara's Clary Calm Monthly Blend. So you can see this is a proprietary blend. It's got clary sage, it's got lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang-ylang, geranium, fennel, seed pomarosa, the vitex or chasteberry, and they all kind of have things to do with those hormone fluxes. So it is actually designed to help balance hormones and manage symptoms of PMS and the transitional phases of menopause. So it can provide temporary relief from cramps, nausea, hot flashes, and emotional swings, which are sometimes associated with those regular hormone cycles in women. And this is one that I personally use, and I will probably never ever be without this one because it has just been a life changer for me. I've really struggled ever since I had my children. That time of month has gotten very severe, and this has just done some amazing things for making it so much more manageable and stressful for me. So the other one that's a really great one, I think, for women is the Whisper Blend. So this is another proprietary blend, and it is just absolutely lovely. It has the rose and jasmine. It has bergamot, cinnamon, vetiver, ylang-ylang, cocoa, vanilla, Hawaiian sandalwood, patchouli. So this really is one that a lot of people use almost as their own perfume because it really does combine with your individual body chemistry. So it creates a very unique and personal fragrance. It's very calming to the skin. It's very calming to the mood and the emotions. So this is a great one that you can use in conjunction with very calm or any of the other oils. And part of women's health, I think, has to be bone health. I'm a physical therapist, so this is something that's kind of near and dear to me. So as we age, 1 in 3 women over 50 will suffer a fracture or more serious injury. And a lot of us do this anywhere from hip fractures to shoulder and wrist fractures, even the back as it really progresses. If the bone loss continues, they start to get fractures in their spine. And it really causes that degenerative, life-threatening conditions as women age. So I think it's interesting that as females, we gain bone mass up to our late 20s. And we really don't gain bone mass after that. So when we're young, we absorb calcium at almost double the rate of older women. The problem is that while we're young, we tend not to consume the calcium we need. So we consume half the calcium and other nutrients we need to build strong enough bones to sustain us through our lifetime. So this is really where you want to start looking at your calcium intake. And for me, it makes me pay attention to my daughter. My daughter's young. I want to make sure she's getting what she needs to keep her bones healthy as she ages. So Terra has come out with their bone nutrient lifetime complex. This is a great way to get that calcium. It provides 100% of the daily value of calcium and magnesium. And studies really have shown that taking those two together helps increase the absorption. It also has some highly absorbable and very vital trace minerals, like vitamin C, 2 different forms of vitamin D, and it offers the biotin to assist with mineral absorption. So I think all this kind of ties in to being healthy women, especially as we go into our older adult years. Now, we don't want to leave in. It is important to have hormones for men as well. The main hormone, obviously, for men would be the testosterone. And testosterone is really produced for 3 main reasons. It's produced to help with masculinity. It helps to promote organ growth and for protein anabolism. So low levels of testosterone cause elevated stress on the whole body, and it can also cause there to be mood swings. So there are several essential oils that have been shown to be supportive for hormones in men. One of them is cypress. This has been shown to support the testosterone production. It also helps to promote relaxation. It's very good for the nervous system, supports cell growth, local circulation. Sandalwood is another good one. So it helps to promote relaxation of the limbic or the emotional system, as well as the nervous system. It works as an aphrodisiac, and it also supports cellular repair. And then oddly enough, whisper is really good for both men and women. So while it's very supportive to women for their endocrine system, it's also supportive to the male endocrine system. In men, it supports testosterone production and helps to promote relaxation. So that really just goes to show you how essential oils really interact with our body's own unique chemistry, and it can be supportive for different things based on what our body is needing. Okay, so if we have healthy hormones, healthy hormone balance in turn helps with healthy skin care, healthy hair. But there are other things that we can do to take care of our skin and take care of hair. And I really think skincare is very important. The skin is our body's first defense against exposure to the environment. So our internal organs, and it helps to maintain proper care of the skin to maintain our state of health. So there's a lot of essential oils out there that are good for the skin. And there's kind of a list there. Citrus oils are good for the skin, like lemon sassy and grapefruit. I think some people are familiar with like lavender and frankincense and sandalwood and geranium. Those are all really good for the skin. But doTERRA decided to take it one further. So they created a family of skin products that utilize these essential oils to help keep us healthy and keep our skin healthy. The skincare line really is designed to support healthy skin. It aids in cellular rejuvenation. It provides your skin plant-based nutrients and proteins to help collagen production. It promotes regeneration. It helps to reduce scarring, and it can target some problem areas. So the other thing I love about doTERRA, they have a none of the bad recipe, which means none of their skincare products are going to contain any of these things listed on this slide. So there's not the artificial colors. I'm not going to try to say some of these words, but there's no DEA, there's no formaldehyde, there's no phthalates, no propylene glycol, no none of this other stuff, I promise. There's no sulfates in the hair products, and there's no animal testing. So none of these things get tested on animals, which I think is another really important thing that shows the agency of doTERRA as a company. So let's talk a little bit about daily basics that you need to do for good skincare. Obviously, you want to cleanse, you want to tone, you want to nourish, and you want to target certain areas that need targeting. So for cleansing, the cleansing of the skin is the first step for healthy skin. So the doTERRA cleansers are designed to gently lift dirt and makeup away while getting down into the pores to purify the skin. And doTERRA really has about 3 lines of skincare. So you can find a skincare line no matter what kind of skin you have. The first line on the left is a facial cleanser. So this one uses Melaleuca and peppermint to help cleanse and lift away impurities. It also includes vegetable extracts to decrease skin irritation and to decrease oxidative stress. And then Barrage is one of their newest lines. So the Barrage cleanser uses wild orange, Melaleuca, and basil. So it's more of a gel formula. It's very invigorating. It's nourishing. It has emollients to help nourish and hydrate your skin. It also helps to lift the dirt and the makeup and purify the skin. And then the HD Clear is the skincare line for those who maybe deal with more blemishes or have more difficulties with acne. So this is a great skin line. It has a foaming face wash. It is going to be using Melaleuca, eucalyptus, geranium, Litsea, and Howood. So this is really about purification. So this advanced formula also has licorice root extract. And what that does is it provides that oil control, which is really important to maintain clear, healthy skin. And then it's got some white willow bark to help with cell renewal and a clear, smooth complexion. So it's very nourishing. It can clean the skin without over-drying. So step 2 is going to be tone, right? So after you cleanse the skin, you want to, I did not realize I was blocking there, I'm sorry. You want to tighten, tone, and help balance your skin's pH, and you want to calm any skin irritation so that you have a glowing complexion. So both the Poison Toner and the Barrage Toner are formulated to reduce the size of pores. For reducing toner, it's going to use lavender, ylang, and German chamomile. It's great to calm sensitive skin. It helps with skin irritation and oxidative stress. And then the Barrage incorporates witch hazel and aloe, and it also helps to refine the pores. And it's really refreshing. I really like the Barrage line personally myself. And then, of course, we have several products that are really great for targeting certain areas of the skin. So if you're wanting to reduce the appearance of blemishes, wrinkles, dark spots to kind of give that gradient and youthful looking skin, there's a couple different things you can use. So on the left, we have our tightening serum. So this is formulated to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles and to hydrate the skin. It actually tightens and smooths the skin naturally. So it provides both short-term and long-term type benefits. And it increases the skin clarity for firmer, younger-looking skin. And it incorporates frankincense, sandalwood, and myrrh into its formula, which are all amazing essential oils. And then the Virage Immortelle Hydrating Serum is another really powerful one. So it's going to use some specialized plant technology and to promote some optimal lipid balance so that you get smoother, more useful skin. And I really think it goes kind of above and beyond a typical moisturizer. So because it can actually mimic the skin surface lipids from, a nice young, youthful teeth. And this helps to promote the skin from elasticity. So this is a great one for our skin as we age, for people with damaged skin. It actually helps to improve the recovery of the skin barrier function. So this is a really great one. Like I said, this is one of our newer lines. It also has Immortelle. So Immortelle is a really powerful blend of essential oils. So it's called the Anti-Aging Blend. And it is designed to protect our skin and reduce inflammation. So this one is a blend of frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, rose, all the really amazing oils that help us sustain smoother, more radiant skin. And then the HD Clear is part of that A line. So it is really great for targeting blemishes that may come up on the skin. So it actually uses the black cumin seed oil, and it helps to basically control overactive glands. It helps to improve skin texture and soothe irritated skin. It helps with cell renewal. So this is a really great one for anyone who struggles maybe with blemishes on their skin. And then we want to nourish our skin, right? We want to make it hydrated, make sure it's nourished. So we have a couple of different ones. We have a hydrating cream. So this is a little more of an intense moisturizer for your skin. So it's very emollient rich. It's got a lot of anti-aging and anti-tanning components to it. So this you can use it during the day or night. It's just a little bit more, I think, a heavier moisturizer, I guess you could say. And then you have the anti-aging moisturizer. So this is lavender, jasmine, geranium, and frankincense. So it really provides a nice moisturizer to the skin. It helps to target the visible signs of aging by improving elasticity and skin tone, and reduce the appearance and number of wrinkles. And then you have the Virage. I kind of put that up there. But the Virage, I think, is a lovely one. This is one that I use. It has jasmine, geranium. It has seed buckthorn berry and juniperberry extracts. So it's a really nice deep hydration, but it is not greasy. It absorbs really quick. And it has a lot of really rich emollients. So especially for me, and my skin tends to be a little drier, this one has done a really great job keeping my skin feeling soft and moisturized, but it's over the top. And then, of course, we have the moisturizer in the HD line. So this is a really light, non-greasy moisturizer. It absorbs quickly, so it helps to foster a free skin. So it's going to use manuka, eucalyptus, geranium, hoe wood, and litsea, as well as the black cumin seed oil. So these are all really good to help reduce breakouts. And then they also have an exfoliant polish, invigorating scrub. So, it's good from time to time to use a scrub or a brush to help remove the excess dead cells and impurities from your skin. And then some skincare, we move to hair care, right? Because essential oils can really benefit our hair as well as our skin. It's great to use the essential oils on the scalp. It's a great way to absorb the oils and really nourish the hair. It also helps to remove the chemical buildup on our hair. And just remember that they don't contain any sulfates in any of the hair care products. So doTERRA has a shampoo and conditioner line. The shampoo is really gaining, I think, shampoo and conditioner are gaining a lot of popularity with some hairdressers I know. So the shampoo is really designed with the wild orange and the lime oil, and it is safe, like I said, sulfate-free. It helps to prevent fading in color-treated hair, and the plant extracts and essential oils that they use, it's a really gentle lather and cleanse so that you can help remove the impurities on the hair and scalp, but it does strip all the moisture out of the hair. And then you add the smoothing conditioner to it, and that really does help to seal and protect the hair cuticles against water penetration so that it keeps your hair nice and smooth, helps to reduce static, and it really just kind of creates a nice finish. And the conditioner uses the root-to-tip oil blend, and they also do the root-to-tip too. So the oils in that are going to be the lavender, cedarwood, lavender, marjoram, neoli, rosemary, eucalyptus, and peppermint. So this is almost like a lightweight leave-in serum. And it's a really nice way to increase the strength and shine of your hair. It's very lightweight, so you can leave it in, provides hydration, but it doesn't leave the hair down or leave any kind of really residue. So, and it also has the almond oil, which is really great for our hair. It's a great nutrient. And then instead of hair, they have the Healthy Hold Glaze. So this is a way to help hold that style once you get it, and it helps protect your hair from the heat of styling. It creates a nice, soft, natural hold. And it includes the root-to-tip oil blend as well as some tangerine oil. So it just kind of supports hair and protects it. So those really is a brief summary of the skin and hair care line. Honestly, I could probably do a webinar on each skin line and hair care products themselves. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. We've talked so much about the essential oils and how to do that. I wanted you to see some of the other products that doTERRA has, because I think they do a really amazing job incorporating the oils into so many different products that we can use every day in our life, from wellness products to home cleaning products to the essential oils themselves. So the question, of course, that I always get from people that are new to doTERRA and hearing about us is, how can I purchase the doTERRA? And you really have two options. You can either do retail or you can do wholesale membership. And most people honestly end up doing the wholesale member, and here's why. So as a wholesale member, it's kind of like a Costco or a Sam's. You pay your $35 enrollment fee, and then you get a 25% discount off retail prices for the entire year. And then when you renew, it's only $5 to renew, but they send you a free pet permit. So it's really like renewing for $4.50 each year. As a member, you get special members-only promotions, you get a login access so that you can manage your account online. And what I really love about doTERRA is that in order to maintain them, all you have to do is place one order a year. That's it. So there are no requirements to participate in the business opportunity that they offer, but there is a business opportunity there, which is amazing. So you really get to enjoy the wholesale membership without any strings attached. And then if you really find that you're ordering the products a lot, like I do, they have kind of like a flyer mile program. It's called a Loyalty Rewards program. And you get to earn, starting at 10 cents, and you can earn all the way up to 30% back in product links that you can then cash in for free products. So for me, I love it. Honestly, I earn between $500 and $600 in free products a year, just on my loyalty rewards percentage that I get back. So it's a really great way to get these amazing products in your home and not have to pay as much for them. It's like having additional discounts. Now, to make it super easy for people, businesses also come up with some enrollment kits. So when you enroll as a wholesale member, it's an enrollment kit. You don't have to pay that additional $35 fee. And the products are actually going to be discounted even lower wholesale price. So it's a great way to set up your foundation. A lot of the kits come with extra benefits. So our most popular kit right now is the doTERRA's Home Essentials Kit. So this comes with 10 of our most popular essential oils, the diffuser. And I have that diffuser, pedal diffuser, and I absolutely love it. We run it every day. Some of the other kit options are the Family Physician Kit, which is very similar to the Home Essentials Kit. And then we also have a Cleanse and Restore, which has a lot of our supplements just to promote overall wellness. So there are additional kits beyond this. I always tell people, if you're interested in a kit, let's set up a time to talk, and we can go over every single one of the benefits one-on-one. And then just also always offer some really great promotions. So I know there's not too many days left February, but they are discounting their Mirage Immortelle Hydrating Serum, which is one of those great targeting serums we talked about, is 10% off for the month of February. If you were already a doTERRA member and you participated in that loyalty rewards, you could actually take advantage of the free products of the month. So every month they offer a product to their members. If you place a 125 PV order by the 15th, you get an essential oil for free. And it's a really great way to build up your stock and your supply of essential oils. And then just through the end of February, so only a couple days left, is the New Year, New You promotion. And what that means is if you enroll as a member with those kits we talked about, or just $100 in products, and you go ahead and you set up loyalty rewards for $100 in March, then you will get 100 PV or $100 in free essential oil products. So it's another great way to really increase your base and get started with the doTERRA essential oil. So if you are local to Metro Atlanta, I love to come out in classes or one-on-one consultations. I usually offer some great hostess gifts incentives. And I always bring my compass, which is a great way to kind of use biocommunication to let body needs and get back into balance. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely message me or email me. I'm going to put my contact information up in just a second, and we can get that set up for you and your friends and family. So here's my contact information. I have a website. It's www.health11oils.com. So you can email me at health11oils@gmail.com. And then I also have a Facebook page as well as a Google Plus page. So feel free to follow me on each of those and learn more about the essential oils and the products and all the benefits that those offers. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and open it up for any questions and answers.